Hey YouTube, this is Wooly from SuertePanda.com. Today we're going to talk about cash secured puts. Who would be interested in doing this? This is probably more for intermediate traders with a decent size account balance. They're probably looking for a way to buy stocks at a discount. So for example, let's say Apple's trading around $110 right now, but you think it might be a little bit more expensive and you're willing to wait a little bit. You can probably sell a put for $100, and then at the end of the contract or closer to the contract expiration, depending on where the stock is, you might actually get to keep the premium instead of buying the stock outright. And what you can do is, if you do this enough, eventually Apple actually might hit the $100 price point or below, and you have to buy Apple at $100. But here's the thing: you might have collected some premium already from previous option sales, and you can basically use that to offset any cost of the Apple stock. As to where you will want to do this, there's a few brokers that you can use. I personally use Tastyworks mostly. I also have some accounts at Thinkorswim, at TD Ameritrade, and then lastly I also use Charles Schwab. I don't use it as often, and in fact TD Ameritrade is going to be with Charles Schwab eventually, so both have, I would say, pretty decent rates for options trading. Tastyworks is free for stock trades. I think the commissions are about $1 plus any exchange fees, so it's still pretty reasonable. There are free brokers out there, but sometimes the service might not be as good. For example, I know Robinhood and One Finance and Webull are pretty popular, but sometimes the interface isn't to my liking. But if it helps you save some money in commissions, you can go ahead and use it. But if you want to use a more professional platform, you can go ahead and hit and go check out Tastyworks. As to actually when do you want to sell cash secured puts, well, you want to try to sell puts with at least 30 to 60 days. I'm going by the Tasty trade mechanics, and so far I've had a pretty decent win rate. It's between 75 to 80%. There are times when, well, unfortunately you do get assigned, but then you that's why you always have to sell puts at a price that you're willing to pay for the stock. And then in another video we'll talk about covered calls. Cash secured puts is actually part one of a strategy called Wheel of Fortune. It's a way to enhance returns of your stock investing or your trading. As to how, usually I try to price my try to see if I can get sell my options that, depending on the volatility level, between 10 and 30 deltas. For me, that works, combined with the 30 to 60 day time frame. It gives me a little bit of peace of mind. I don't necessarily have to check my accounts like every second. And as to why, I think we covered this a little bit already, that you when you sell cash secured puts, you get to name the price of the option that you want to buy it at, and then also when. You can kind of time your cash flows. So let's say, like, if you still have a full-time or a part-time job and you don't have enough money right now, well, you can sell it further out in time, so that by the time you get a few paychecks under your belt, then you can feel comfortable that you have enough cash to comfortably buy the stock outright. And then lastly, I think for at least for in my experience, cash secured puts a more reliable way of trading. You can usually get between 8 to 20% annual returns on your entire portfolio. I know it's not maybe like the most exciting returns, but 8 to 20% returns on your entire portfolio over a lifetime, it can get pretty significant. And then I think one of the last things that I like about cash secured puts, when you sell a put, you're forced to either take a profit or loss. With stocks, sometimes you don't know where exactly you want to take a profit or loss. You can use trailing stops. You can use stops at certain resistance or support levels, or your perceived support resistance levels. But with cash secured puts, I feel like you have a little bit more control. So yeah, hopefully this video wasn't too bad. And this is a new channel, so if you can help like and subscribe, and I look forward to giving you more content in the future. Thank you.